Welcome to SHIfTS and Giggles Garage. Come home from work today, got a package on the steps. Let's open it up and find out what's in the box. Looks like we got the brand new clamshell motor mounts. Let's head on into town and grab some new hardware to get these things bolted on. Looks like we got everything we needed at the local hardware store. Time to get these old motor mounts unbolted and get the new ones bolted on. First one went a little bit easier. Had to go grab the torch and the grinder to heat these bolts up and possibly grind them off if I wasn't able to successfully heat them up and get them off with the ratchet. Bolting all this one down nice and tight, we will take them over, install them into the frame on the truck that we're building, get them all bolted in so we can go get the motor put in later this week. So here I'm going to bolt the motor mounts into the frame. I start with the driver's side. There's 2 bolts that go through the top, one that goes through the cross member. The camera falls here shortly, so I don't get a good video of the driver's side, but I do get a video of the passenger side of everything being installed on that side, so you guys can get a good angle of that. Now once the motor mounts are installed, I will pull the truck out of the carport, get it loaded onto my trailer, take it over to my parents' house where my motor has been stored for the last couple years, and get that installed. Now this truck is going to be called SHIfTS and Giggles when it's done. It's a name that me and my dad came up with a while ago. It's stuck, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, so I will take you guys along the build process of everything I do, and then when time goes on, I will reveal, probably in the end of this video, what we're going to end up doing with this truck. So the motor mounts are installed. Now it's time to get this loaded up, get the motor installed, and get on with the build. Now the motor is pulled out of my parents' barn, ready to go, but first I have to remove the old headers that I had on this motor because they're not going to work on this truck. So gotta get a 7/16 socket extension on my ratchet, remove these headers off, and then I have to install my new headers that I found that hopefully will work for what I want to do with this truck. So that's what we're going to do right now. I did not get a video of us getting the motor out of the garage. There wasn't a good angle, there was too much stuff in the way, so I have it here sitting here in front of you, just a standard old small block Chevy that I'm going to put into the truck that I'm building. So I'll take you along the process of me removing the headers and putting on the new ones, and then we will get it installed into the truck and bolted in place so I can take it back home and finish working on it. As you can see here, my dad decided to come out and give me a hand, get the other side off, and then he was going to help me install the new headers on since they were awkward and it was kind of hard for one person to do. But that's typical of my dad to always come out, give me a hand when I'm working on something, and vice versa. I'll go out and give him a hand when he's working on stuff if I'm around. And plus, it's always nice to have someone there just in case something happens to you. Now, when I was removing this header, it was a little tight. I had the plug wires in the way and the dipstick in the way, so my dad came over, grabbed the header, and then I decided to pull the dipstick out of the engine block so then we could pull the header off versus pulling the header all the way up and over the dipstick. Now, these are the new headers that I am installing on the truck. They came off a old small block Chevy swap on an old T-bucket. I thought they were very unique, very different, and I was hoping that they would work in the truck. So we decided that we were going to flip them and have them exit out the front of the truck which would hopefully give us more clearance and they wouldn't hit the cab. So we're going to install them on the motor now and then get the motor installed and hopefully everything clears. To install the driver's side header, we noticed that the temp sensor bolt was in the way, so we had to mark it, cut it, and then get it back installed. Headers are bolted in place, good to go. It's time to jack the motor up with the cherry picker, move the motor over and push it in to the frame, lower it down and bolt it in. truck is a 1979 K10, started out as a 4x4. I removed the front axle, went to Mid-Ohio and picked up a 1932 Dodge straight axle, brought it home, used 4-inch lifting blocks and new U-bolts and bolted it in place. So we plan to build a gasser out of it. I've always liked old school drag trucks, and I've never seen a square body Chevy as a gasser. So it's got the new straight axle in the front, and then we swapped out the rear end to get away from the 6 lug to a newer 5 lug out of a truck we had laying around. We probably won't keep it in there forever. We'll probably put a 4.9-inch in it, but as you can see now, it's got the drag slicks on the back and the hoosiers up front. But that's just for me to roll around and work on it at my house. But we plan to probably bracket race it. We might street race it. We might do some no prep stuff with it. It all just depends on how good the truck hauls and what the time is on it. But as of now, the truck is going to be an old school gasser that hopefully will be street legal too. So if you like what you're seeing so far and want to see more, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned, because there'll always be something that's going on. If we're not working on this truck, there's other projects that we'll be working on.